Next, we have Java variables. There are three phases of variables. We must name our variable, declare our variable, and initialize our variable. Let's get started with naming our variables. Java has a few rules for naming a variable. It can contain case-sensitive letters, numbers, $, and underscore. This rule is important because the variables are case sensitive. We make sure to enter an uppercase letter when it should be uppercase and a lowercase letter when it should be lowercase. The next rule, it can begin with the letter, $, or underscore. Most of the times, a variable begins with a letter. These two rules are what we can do with the Java variable. Now, let's see what we cannot do with the Java variable. The next rule, it cannot begin with a number. It cannot contain a space or special character except a $, or underscore. The only special character I've seen in a variable is an underscore. The last rule is it cannot contain a reserved keyword. A reserved keyword is reserved for special actions. They have a predefined meaning in Java. Here's a list of the 50 reserved keywords in Java. Notice our 8 primitive data types are included in this list. They have a special use for defining our data. Boolean, byte, char, double, float, int, long, and short. Next is variable declaration. Variable declaration is declaring a variable exists in our class. All variables are associated with a data type. That's why we see in our syntax, data type is written before the variable name. Variable name is the name of the variable being declared. Let me back up and explain syntax. Syntax is a set of rules that specify a combination of words and symbols. The words in this syntax is data type and variable name, while the symbol is a semicolon. Semicolons are written at the end of many statements to complete the statement. It's similar to a period at the end of a sentence. The last phase for variables is variable initialization. Variable initialization is when we give an initial value to a variable before the value is used in our program. There is a left side and right side of every variable initialization statement. The left side displays a variable name, while the right side displays an expression. An expression is a value assigned to a variable name. Let's go back to Eclipse and demo variables. I am going to add variables to the method name. We are going to start with declaring a variable. The variable name is always written after its data type. Our data types are int, double, and boolean. The names will be year for int, amount for double, and outcome for boolean. That's how we declare variables. Data type followed by a variable name and semicolon. When it comes to initializing a variable, there are two ways to initialize a variable. We can initialize a variable at declaration or after declaration. At declaration is when we assign a value on the same line as the data type and variable name. Int year equals 2034. After declaration is when we assign a value on a different line as the data type and variable name. Amount equals 2345. Either way is okay. Assigning a value at declaration or after declaration. Recall the comments regarding int, double, and boolean. Let's make sure the data stored in the variable is correct. We cannot assign any values other than true or false to a Boolean data type. And the same goes for any data type. For example, an error shows up if I assign 20 to outcome. The error states cannot convert int to Boolean. If I change 20 to include a decimal, the error changes to show cannot convert double to Boolean. Let's print the values for each variable. Sysout, what year did you pay? Amount for gas. I hope that outcome is outcome. Let me add the test annotation to our method. Import. Let's run. What year did you pay $23.45 for gas? 2034. I hope that outcome is false. Next is Java operators.